Hey, hey. It is not Monday, but it feels like a Monday. It is Tuesday, and we are finally back to trading after the long weekend. So I just want to slam through some trades from today, and yeah, hopefully you guys had a good day back. So start with SPY. This morning we were gapping down. We were far past the lower end of the pivot range on it. So unless we get back up into the range, let me grab my pen here for you. Unless we can get back, so this is the lower end of the pivots on the SPY. So unless we can get back up into this range, thinking we're either, I'm more short biased. We could chop around. That's kind of where I was at this morning. I was a little unsure, but I definitely wasn't interested in a long yet. So I was looking for something that would be a short. So the first thing that I actually put on my watch list this morning was PayPal. Such a bummer for me. This was actually would have been really good, but I just want to talk through it, even though I didn't trade it. So let's see. Let's go back to default. All right. So I've been looking at this range on PayPal. Got this nice range over here. Not that guy. All right, so yeah, we got this range down here, and it broke below it on Friday before the long weekend. So I was thinking maybe it would pull back, retest the bottom of this range, and then maybe either make a move to the downside, or if the market became really strong, or PayPal became really strong, then maybe we would get back up into this range. So I was pretty short biased on it. And wanted to play it if it went back to retest that. So that was my game plan this morning. And then you'll see, so go to the 5 here. I'll just zoom into this kind of area. So that level is 179.14, which is also previous day's open. So it's like sitting like right up around here. And this morning there was a large lot on the L2 sitting up near up at 180. So that would have been like right up here. And I was thinking that, it might go up and grab that before making the move down. So I was thinking it might like go a little bit into the range and then we'd come back down into it. So I set my limit order out here at 179.99 just to get filled before that whole dollar. And it came up here and it almost touched that level. And I thought to myself, it didn't quite get there. If it comes to retest it, maybe I should move my limit order down and just let it grab me. And yeah, I don't know. And that order wasn't sitting there anymore either at 180. And I really should have just moved it because at that point, to me, that guy's like not there anymore. And the L2 had kind of changed. So yeah, I didn't move my order. So that's unfortunate because then we got this whole move down. So, it was a really good plan. And I didn't execute on it. But yeah, sometimes I put my limit order right at the level and I get triggered and it's awesome. But for some reason this morning I was just like, no, there's that order on the L2 just kind of like threw me a little bit. But yeah, it is what it is. But that got a decent move. The volume wasn't like super, super high. It was decent, but it kind of flatlined after this morning, right? So after the open. But yeah, so that was PayPal. And then we've got Baba. Took a few trades on Baba, a few that probably shouldn't have taken, but so my first trade on this, I took 4 trades total. Well, let's see. Let's go back to the weekly on this. So I've been watching this situation for a while. So we broke below it a couple weeks ago, and we've been trying to get back up into this range. And so we're like right around this level. We've been right around this level on Friday, and we're playing right around it today as well. So this morning I was thinking, maybe if the SPY was still not super strong, maybe we would trend up to it in the morning, and then we could take a short off of it. So that was my plan on this. And I didn't do this with a limit order, but I was watching it, and so it's trending up. Let's zoom into this first one. Where are we? Okay, so the first one, here's my level right here. That's the bottom of that weekly range, or at least close to it. So it's at 130. The weekly range is technically like a little bit down here, but I like 130 as like more of a whole dollar for this. So I saw these like two little hanging man type candles on this volume right here. And I thought, you know, someone is really trying to get up over that level and they just can't. So I hit in here and I immediately got this move and I was like, cool, like that's what it was. That was a signal. And then you know, I had my stop above this level and I got my stop loss triggered on this. So I was kind of confused. I was like, why didn't this work? And so I took a couple more stabs at it that I just probably shouldn't have taken. Cause if you zoom out, to like I think is it the 5? Yeah. If you zoom out here, I know it's probably hard to see because it's so small, but I'll just draw this range. If you zoom out here, you can kind of see this. And hindsight's always 20/20. So I came back to look at this and I was like, oh, now I'm like in this sort of range here. Once that failed, now I'm in this smaller 5-minute range, and I can see now why it wasn't working. And then the one that did work, you know, we kind of got to this area. So yeah, also the one that did work through volume. So I'll show you that. Yeah, so I took that one. That was a good one. I think the first one was a really good one. And then it just didn't work. And then I took a couple that I shouldn't have. But then, what do we have? The 2-minute. Then on the 1-minute, we had this. So, okay, so these other ones that I took, there was an order sitting on the L2 at 131.50. And it just needed to get that out. So, or 130.50. So it needed to get that out. And so, you know, this area here, oops, let's see, not that guy. Yeah, right around here. So it got that order out, and then it just tried to make one more push after that. And then the L2 was just empty on the ask side. And you can see this exhaustion volume. You know, you got this hammer or shooting star, and you've got all this volume. It was such a good signal and such a clear signal. Yeah, sometimes these plays are really good when you wait for the level and then you see it try to push through it and it like can't, and it just exhausts itself. So I saw this as a really good signal here. Went short, excuse me, and got this move down. And on this, because I really liked this signal, all these other ones, my stop loss was 10% of the ATR. So it was pretty wide. It was like 60 cents or something like that on the other ones that I took. But this one, I was like, oh, I love that signal. And I love that I actually do like that it's above the level and then it's exhausting above the level, because to me, that's just a really good signal. So I had such a tight stop loss on this. Like, it was really good. It definitely made up for a couple of these other ones. Yeah, I think the move on that was close to 8R. But then I did try to do an ad and it's sad to see because I added and then immediately when I triggered out, it rolled over again. We'll go over that really quick. So I added here at the at the level, and it was really struggling here. It pushed up here on, like, you know, very slowly. And when that happened, I was like, you know, I think maybe we'll get probably maybe a little bit more of a push down again. But you can see the volume's pretty low at this point, but it just squeezed and it went right to my new break-even point because of the ad, and then just shot back down. But yeah, the final trade was a good trade. I think the first trade was a decent trade. The other two that I took on this, just I shouldn't have been in them. But yeah, and a bummer that I missed PayPal, but it is what it is, you know, right plan. But yeah, overall, a decent day. I was definitely tired today, so after that, I took a nap. All right, I will catch you guys later. Peace.